This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Did 50 Cent's beef or issue with Ja Rule and Irv Gotti go so deep that it kind of destroyed New York hip-hop? I would say partially yes, but also there's another side where New York hip-hop destroyed New York hip-hop just out of sheer competition. Even if you see what's going on with Casanova and Pop Smoke right now, sheer competition puts people against each other. But 50 Cent had a real issue with Irv Gotti and 50 Cent had a real issue with Irv Gotti and Ja Rule because he believes they had something to do. First of all, they didn't want him to get in the game, and there was a lot of scuffles between that, and it all ended with him getting popped 9 times, okay? He believes they always had something to do with it. So when he recovered, the worst thing that they could imagine happened. 50 Cent got on. He got signed by Eminem and Dr. Dre, okay? Now he had the power and the money, okay? Once they put that behind him, he was out for pure revenge. And anybody who helped Ja Rule or Irv Gotti got it too. So 50 Cent took over the game in about 2002, 2003, and people, the way he would torment Irv Gotti and Ja Rule and got them out of the game, people looked at that as like, oh man, like this guy is ruthless. And time again, he did the same thing. There was a time when Ja Rule did a video called We From New York, and this featured, D Block, Jadakiss, it featured Fat Joe, and they got it too. He focused right on them. He focused on Jadakiss. He focused on D Block. That was a big thing, and he focused on Fat Joe and his crew. And it got serious, man, and it caused a lot of tension in the city. Now, is this just 50 Cent's fault? No. This just happens in New York. New York doesn't get along with New York, and of course, 50 Cent lost control, and over the years, he eventually had a problem with Camron, because Camron kind of started with him, I can't lie. But, he had a problem with each major crew in New York, which also helped the demise of New York. People started looking elsewhere, down south. Down south had its rise. Texas had its rise. California was already California. The game thing didn't really matter. That was just a problem that 50 Cent couldn't diffuse, really, because the game had his whole coast behind him. But this, in a way, just made New York look weak, and people down south was more unified during this time. And when one thing weakens and another area steps up, that's what happened. The South took over. You got the Little John Crunk music and so on and so on and so on. T.I., Jeezy, a bunch of people down here in the South that just took over the game. Is 50 Cent solely responsible for this? No. Irv Gotti and Ja Rule played their part. A lot of people played their part, and it just got really messy, It's just crazy. Now, 50 Cent is one of my favorite rappers, and I love how he goes at people, but at the same time, it's like, geez, man, like, what could have been if everything didn't break apart? Every crew got it from 50 Cent, Terror Squad, Dipset. Dipset was already going to fall apart because, like I said, the competition thing, they were already at each other's throats, fighting for fame and everything. There was no organization really there, and that's not nobody's fault over there. Camron put everybody in position. It's just that some people just don't communicate, and it just led to miscommunication. As Camron stated in a recent interview, D Block, everybody was for self over there, even though they're unified, and they always keep their problems internal, usually, except for the J Hood thing, which got out of control. But, it's crazy, man, to see how everything just fell apart so easily, And it's really all resorts to one problem. 50 Cent versus Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. So it's all three of their faults, I'd say. Mainly probably Irv Gotti and Ja Rule for trying to keep him out of the game. And then the extreme circumstances that came behind that, it was just That really messed up New York. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the dominoes would fall like that? Anyways, what do you guys think below? Let me know. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I'll check you guys later.